Yo there, folks. Andre the Game Idea Guy here. Uh, Dark Void, why are you trying to pick a fight with me already? Look, I ain't even got good into telling everybody that I moved away from StreamYard over to Restream, and you in here putting in that forbidden word in the chat. Bro, why are you trying to pick fights? Oh, and this is going to be my first actual stream on TikTok too. So this stream is on YouTube, Twitch, and TikTok. And we got Dark Void in here picking fights with me already. Could have left it nice and clean, but you had to start picking a fight, man. You just had. But it's all right. I forgive you. But so everybody that's going to pop in or slide in or end up over here eventually, random subjects, whatever comes to mind. My Pitch for Switch 2 series literally just started today at 12 p.m. on my YouTube channel for those that are not following me or subscribed over there. If you are on another platform and you do follow me on one of those other platforms that I am streaming on, please don't hesitate to move over to my YouTube and get subscribed there. That's where most of my content is. Uh, so, any subject that you got on your mind other than that failed horrible device? Dark Void, or you just try and pick fights with me today? Uh, right now, I am currently on a completely new. You're going to hear my son in the background because he's having a good time with his tablet. Um, see that? You hear it? So I'm on a new computer, new monitor, everything updated. This boy ain't gonna let me get a word in. I am up to date on Windows 11 right now. So everything has been changed over. I feel like I'm on one of those TV shows every time I try to speak. there's a there's a noise that happens. But just long and short of it, I am fully updated to new computing standards and OS standards for my equipment right now. Um, my monitor is also different, and my camera is way higher than it was before. So I'm probably going to have to adjust some things to make it easier to see me. Um, there is one thing that's on my mind right now. That Baki game trailer that basically a punch out game for Baki. As a fan of the Baki series, that kind of disappointed me a little bit. Not that I think that the concept is bad, because as far as I know, it's the team that made Thunder. I almost said Beta Ray Bill for some reason. That's a comic book character. But the recent game that's very much like Punch Out in this Thunder something. I have it on my Switch, and I don't know why I can't think of the name right now. So I'm just going to look it up. I'm going to use a cheat code. I don't know why I can't. Thunder Ray. Goodness, I don't know why I couldn't think of that. Look, all in due time. I already got the first four uploaded. The Street Fighter 6 one was just the first of the first four. I got plenty of other videos I got to make regarding that particular series. But yeah, going back over to the Baki game, that's going to be like Thunder Ray because it's made by the same people that made Ray, which is a Punch Out style arcadey game. I don't have any problem with that because it looks like the animation is going to look good. The gameplay is probably going to feel good. It's just that the concept of playing a game built in the Baki universe that's not really a fighting game, it feels a little off, especially when you would look at Baki and you think something like either Tekken or Mortal Kombat or maybe something that's like a blend of the two styles, and we get a Punch Out style game. Like nobody wants to be sitting there staring at Baki's back the whole time they fighting somebody. At least not all the time. Like maybe if this was just like maybe this is just like a starter project to see if it gets if it can get traction because Baki is becoming more popular as of late as a series. I mean, I was a fan of Baki well before it started getting popularized. Not to try to make me sound like I'm above anybody. It's just like I've been a fan of it before that. So I'm just like sitting here wondering what they're going to do with it with the franchise afterwards. Like if the owners of the license for Baki are going to try to see if they could get something done along the lines of having a Tekken style fighting game done with it. Because I remember long ago there was like, if I remember correctly, the creator of the series wanted that to happen, but when Bandai Namco went ahead and released, I think it was a Tekken 5 at the time, they kind of got upset because of what's his name? Yes, I am forgetting everybody right now. And I'm just going to cheat sheet it. Fang Wei, that's what. Yeah, I don't know why I couldn't remember his name. He was one of my favorite characters players in that game too. But when they put him in there, they kind of felt like a little upset because he resembles Retsukayo so well. So I was like, but you could still have that happen. You could still have that happen. I'm hoping that this game does do well, and I'm hoping that it's received well. It's just the idea that it's Baki in a punch out style format kind of disappointing. Now, if it was a game based around Ippo, more people would probably be attuned to it because thinking about so many people have made the comparisons between Ippo and Lil Mac for the longest of times. So that would have made more sense to a lot of people, myself included. But doing it for Baki almost doesn't feel quite right. Not saying it's going to be a bad game. It's just, again, expectation would have been, hey, Baki's Baki's going to be highly technical, so you want a highly technical fighting game style for it. But they probably just couldn't do it. At least right now, they probably just couldn't do it. So I'm not even going to say that that's is horrible or is bad or anything. It's just the idea would have felt better to be a fighting game. Just hoping that this means that if it gets popularity, that would be one of the steps going forward. That it potentially will see a Baki Hama or a Baki the Grappler fighting game at some point in time. I'm not even against the idea of this game just because I do like Punch Out and I like Punch Out style games. It's just, again, a lot of people would have preferred a two. Even if we would have got a Street Fighter esque Baki fighting game, I don't think too many people would have complained. It's just I can understand why the community that surrounds Baki, the fandom for Baki, might be a little bit disappointed. But as a fan that is somebody who's a fan of both Punch Out and Baki, I'm kind of interested in it. I am kind of interested in it. I do share a little bit of the disappointment, but I am looking forward to seeing if it turns out to be a fun experience to play. Now, can move on from that to the somebody posted it. Let me go ahead and find it in my notifications. Yeah, somebody posted Mike Odyssey from posted about a Mario Kart 9 patent. And I'm looking at the patent. Everybody looking at the patent, like so many people see F-Zero. I was like, I don't know how you got Mario Kart from that. Like, I don't know how you look at this. Let me go ahead and see if I can share that. Let me see. I just pulled it up. Here we go. I look at this. I do not see Mario Kart whatsoever. I don't see Mario Kart. I see F-Zero. You look at the bottom right there. You look at the thing that says check. Check. That's from F-Zero. The map to the side, F-Zero, the lap listing, F-Zero, the number up at the top, that's F-Zero 99. That's the patent for F-Zero 99. And even the track looks like F-Zero. It's like, where did you get Mario Kart? Like, that's my question. It's like, where did you get Mario Kart for this? That doesn't look a thing like Mario Kart. It looks exactly like F-Zero. And maybe it could be that we're getting a continuation of F-Zero 99 for Switch 2, which would make sense, even though it's honestly going to be backwards compatible, so it wouldn't make much of a difference. But maybe they're planning on adding more cars and stuff. Like, they could be planning to update it and add more stuff to it for the launch of the Switch 2, which wouldn't be a bad idea. Or maybe it's just a sign that there might be another F-Zero game coming out. We don't know. But I'm just like, you look at this patent, you look at this picture and see Mario Kart. I don't know how. I have no clue how you see Mario Kart there. Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. Like, that screams F-Zero from the whole thing. And I didn't even fully look at it. Like, but just looking at the way the power gauge and all that, Mario Kart has never had that. There's never been a power gauge in Mario Kart to determine how much damage your car has taken. Because your cars don't explode in Mario Kart. You just get knocked back and have to continue racing. So I'm like, I don't know where you got that Mario Kart 9 patent, bro. You just like this. I think because they saw Fury Bowser, they just said, "Oh, it's got to be Mario Kart." This could just be made up usernames that they threw on there. You got World Best Scale, No Cars Go, Zoom Zoom, Fury Bowser, Dr. Clash. That could be the people that you are playing against or who are your rivals online that you're playing with. That's all that could mean. Like, my man jumped to conclusions is all. Like, you just jump right to conclusions. I'm just like, that looking at that, that's all F-Zero. You saw one name. You saw one name and just said, "Ooh, Mario Kart." I was like, but look at everything else around there. Like, where did you? Oh man! And then I'm not trying to talk down on him. It's just like, dude, that was so obvious. So I was like, either you didn't pay attention or you are trolling. And I'm hoping it's trolling. I really hope it was trolling, but it's just it. I just had to break it up since I had recently seen it. So yeah, that just sat there on my mind. I was like, ain't no way in the world, bro. Ain't no way. It was like all of this special ability meter play. All of this spells F-Zero to me. And that's just the other view of the sheet. But even looking at this is just like when collisions detect the game, energy objects are created, acquired by players in the game. Special ability meter. That's just the boost meter. Yeah, that's just a boost meter. Like, that's all that sounds like to me. And even Nintendo Prime is this F-Zero 99 stuff, not Mario Kart. So I'm like, dude, how did you flub that? But we're gonna stop sharing that screen. I don't know. Like, if anybody else sees anything other than F-Zero, again, I'm just saying that does not look like it would be anything but F-Zero. So people would have to forgive me for having seen that and been confused by the idea that someone saw Mario Kart. Man. Well, there is something else that's on my mind since I'm just randomly jumping from subject to subject to subject. And that is, how would we do light gun games on Switch 2? Now, obviously, first thought is mouse, put the Joy-Con 2 down by as a mouse and scroll on the table. But what if you don't have that as an option? And then I thought about how they could take. Do I have any of them over here? Yes, I do. Let me move that out the way. Eh, where did I put the black one I had? Nope. Didn't put it where I could easily get it. So I'm just take this one down. We move stuff out the way of it. Not drop that mask. But I was thinking you could take something similar to this. This is a casing for a Wii remote. Um, and we know that the infrared points down once you turn the Joy-Con downward. So it wouldn't be a hard sell to go ahead and take that, put in something to just aim the infrared outward so it does the same thing as like this does, where the barrel points outward. You have the infrared pointing out at the bottom of it, like something like that. So it could be aimed at the screen, where you could have a peripheral like this to be able to do it. I'm hoping that they're coming up with something like that. I just don't know for sure. Like, don't know if Nintendo's doing it or if any of the third party accessory makers are going to do something like that. Probably would. Oh, you want to see yourself on the screen? I'm glad that you are faded out, because now you can just be astounded by the fact that you appear there like that. But I'm kind of wondering, because I want to see more light gun games return. I want to see like stuff like Time Crisis come, like get a remake or something like that, or House of the Dead 2, the House of the Dead remake come over, or the House of the Dead Overkill, or maybe even like Ghost Squad. All that stuff would be cool. That virtual cop. You know, there's a. I never knew it, and it's just because I recently was looking stuff up on Virtual Cop. I did not know that there was a third Virtual Cop game, and it only ever came out in arcades. I didn't know it existed until I looked, which caught me by full surprise. I was like, yeah, we got 1 and 2, both came out on Sega Saturn, and then 2 got a re-release on the Dreamcast. 3 never made its way anywhere. So I'm like, we could get a whole Virtual Cop collection and that game finally be released. That would be so nice and great for that to actually happen. And yet it has yet to do so. And that kind of upsets me a little bit, because I've beaten the other 2 so many times over. I would love to be able to get to play that third game. And then it would be cool to have like newer yes, little assassin, what's up? It would be nice to be able to have those games get released on updated consoles. I would love a whole collection for the House of the Dead to be released. Maybe drop a House of the Dead collection and then throw in a Zombies Revenge as a bonus to it, since that's also technically connected to House of the Dead. Because I think we had like what House of the Dead 1, 2, 3. Was there a 4? I think it was House of the Dead 1 and 2. Then Zombies Revenge came out. Then House of the Dead 3 came out. That did end up on the OG Xbox. Then years later, we got House of the Dead Overkill. I don't think there was ever a House of the Dead 4. Yes, JJ. You can't take over the stream, buddy. You're going to try, but you can't. Then they did just recently do the remake for House of the Dead, which I still want to get. You cannot be behind me just in case I slide the chair back, little boy. That's not a good idea. So I want to see what they do with that, but I really would like to see more light gun games happen, because there's old stuff like Lethal Enforcers that never really got brought back, and it's just like we have so much stuff that could have been done, like the Super Scope 6 games could have been brought back, or some of the games that never released outside of Japan that used that peripheral for the Super Nintendo, or the equivalent that was for the Sega Genesis that worked with like that had that Toe Jam and Earl game and all that stuff. Like people really didn't get to enjoy those games, or even just arcade light gun games that never saw the light of day on console. Because there are plenty that haven't, like that old Terminator one that just never made it to console, or the I think even Alien versus Predator had one that never made it to console. It was just a light gun game. I would love to see all that stuff happen. Hey, what's up, J Biggs? I have moved over from StreamYard to Restream, so my whole setup has changed, and I'm getting adjusted to using it. This is the first stream with me using it, but I want to see more light gun games actually show up on consoles. JJ, will you stop? Stop messing with that. No, don't mess with any cords. I don't need you messing with any cords in any way, shape, or form. Up, go. Go play with your stuff. Look, you can hate the games. I was just talking about the light gun game that was created around Toe Jam and Earl. I'm not saying specifically people have to love Toe Jam and Earl. I'm just saying there are games that are lost to time that don't really, a lot of people don't really get to play because they're not in either one, the specific environment, or two, have the specific equipment to be able to enjoy those games. And you would think that that would be a thing more now because of the fact that VR is a thing. So you would think that something that's like light gun games would be created for VR, but we don't really see that as much. And it would make a lot of sense because then you could do 360, you can do 360 degrees for a VR game that's a light gun styled, but it moves on its own pacing. There are so many light gun games I would love to see get a chance to come back, like that Dead Space one. Was it Extinction or is it Extraction? I want to say it was Extraction. Was it Dead Space Extraction? I know it was one of those two names. We're just going to cheat sheet it. Yeah, it's Dead Space Extraction. I played that on the Wii. I loved playing that. But I would really like to see more light gun games happen. So, and the Switch 2 is a perfect opportunity to start doing that, and Switch 2 in VR, and maybe also PC because of using the keyboard and mouse. But Switch 2 specifically because you could pretty much create a light gun peripheral for it, just depending on how you set it up. Because we do know the infrared points down at the bottom or the side of the controller, depending on how you're holding it. So I kind of want to see that to happen. I just feel like there's a lot of missed opportunity to do more with that style of gameplay that we don't really get to see. So I'm kind of interested in seeing that happen. Heck, we could even have, like, depending on how Switch 2 gets utilized, we could have like a laser tag game for Switch 2 where you can actually, oh, people hate exercise though, but where you actually get up and move around and play laser tag with other people. Or even if you played it online and you just used your controllers, your Joy-Cons, like your thumbsticks on your Joy-Cons, similar to using how the Zapper was used with the Wii. Just using that to aim and move yourself around, but you can use your arms and stuff to actually do the aiming. There's a lot of potential possibilities for that. I'm just interested in seeing where that type of stuff goes. Problem is we don't have a whole lot of people with the creativity for it. We don't have, well, I can't even say we don't have people with creativity for it. It's that it's not the most marketable thing. So companies just drop those ideas altogether, which is the biggest problem. That's why we have so much monotony in video games right now. A lot of samey stuff because there aren't people taking risk with style over risk with money. They're taking a risk with money, which turns out to not work so well, instead of taking risk with style, which can open you up to things. Like it's sad. It's annoying. But that's why I was just going on about light gun games, and I really want to see more of them. I really want to see more light gun games happen because that I don't know about everybody else. I highly enjoyed playing House of the Dead or Virtual Cop with my family members, and we just all day running the game 4 or 5 times, just running it over and over and over again, just to see how well we could rack up the score. I would love laser tag, but I can't get people together for a Super Soaker barbecue for the last 15 years. That honestly, I'd have fun doing something like that, going out to a barbecue and everybody get the huge Super Soakers with the backpacks, fill them up with water, just go for it all day. I would participate. I would participate. I'm not gonna lie. I would jump in on that very happily. But the aspect of that sounds funny to say it like that. Like, man, I can't get people to jump in for a Super Soaker, let alone try to get people to do laser tag. Ugh. That's one of those things. It's just like the creativity is out there, but if it's not done by indies or Nintendo, it doesn't really catch a look. It really, really, truly doesn't catch a look unless indies or Nintendo do it. And when indies do it, it doesn't get as much fanfare or press because they're indies. They're not as big, so not as many people are paying attention to them. And I also think that a lot of that was with double A studios, like double A level studios that we lost a lot of during seventh and eighth gen. They were the ones making those wild, crazy idea type games that we don't see as much of as of late. Look, trust me, I feel your pain. I feel your pain. Sometimes I'm that whack family member though, because there are times I won't do certain things. So it just depends on for me what my with my personality what it is. But doing laser tag or like super soaker challenge type thing, I would do it. I would be all over it. Oh man, my son. When Duck Hunt came to the Wii U Virtual Console, I played it for at least a week straight. But we could get an updated Duck Hunt. That would be cool. Get an updated Duck Hunt game where you can finally hit the dog when he laugh at you, or at least have him have some sort of reaction when you shoot at him. Like maybe he got one. He's got a shield from Smash Brothers because he's been in it now, so he carries one around with him. So when you shoot at him, you can't hit him, but you can at least shoot at him when he laughs at you, when he snickers at you like the dog sidekick of Snidely Whiplash. But that's the type of stuff that would be fun to add in. That's the type of stuff that would be interesting to do. Or uh maybe redo the Super Scope series and just make it their own games. Just make Dog Hunt. I don't think a whole lot of people will get behind that. I really don't think a whole lot of people will get behind that. You'd have that game being talked down about for years if Nintendo went bold enough to do that. That would not happen. JJ, get from behind me. You cannot be behind my chair, buddy. I get you. You want to be on the camera. Trust me, I get that. But could you like go get your chair and come sit? Get your chair and come sit down. Go get your chair and come sit. I'm telling you, get your chair, come sit down. You don't want to do that? You don't want to get your chair and come put it down and sit? Go get your chair. That not sit on the floor. Go get your chair. Ugh. Little boy's planning on driving me crazy today. He is definitely planning to drive me crazy. I don't know. Let me get off the subject of light gun games, because I think I've been talking about it for like the last 10 minutes. Um, what other random thing can I throw out there? to be to be quite obvious. I don't know what other random things I can talk about. Because I want to talk about more Switch 2 stuff, but we don't have a whole lot of actual information. Got tons of rumors here, there, and everywhere, but we don't have a lot of actual confirmed information. So I don't really know what else I can talk about with that specifically, outside of the creation of tons of different peripherals, which I'm pretty sure that third party hand hardware manufacturers are racking their brains over right now. I do wonder how they're going to do, if they're going to do another Labo. I'm pretty sure they probably will. If they did like another Labo and another Game Builder Garage, I really want them to do Game Builder Garage in a way that allows people to publish games for sale. But that's me saying, hey, Nintendo, put out an engine that people can use to make games on your console, and expecting something of that to happen. I don't think it's going to. Not even low level sales. Probably because they would just get an influx of a lot of one level games that they probably wouldn't want to have to rate to put up for sale. I know that would be irritating. But if they put out criteria for what could be considered a full game, that would be worthwhile to do it. Like, you have to meet a certain standard to make your game fully available to be sold on a particular section of the eShop for it, so they can be played standalone. Just like I have was it? Let's see if the camera will even show it. Where did I put it? Now I done placed something over here I can't find. Here it is. Like RPG Maker with. I have this, and I can build games in this and make them available for people to play, but you have to download the demo of this to be able to play the games made with it. You can't put them out standalone, unfortunately. I wish that you could. It's not like the RPG Maker's engines that are on PC where you can publish games and make them standalone. This, you have to either have this game, you have to either have this or the demo in order to be able to play the games that people have made for it. Which I guess that's fair enough, because you don't want it to be spread out into an ecosystem that people can't handle. But at the same time, it's like it limits the audience that could potentially play it. Because that's specifically for, I think it was a Switch, PS4, and PS5. I think those are the only platforms that is particularly on. So you'll probably be able to download the games that are any of the games, doesn't matter which platform they were made on, but you have to have that game or the demo of it in order to play them, which is a little upsetting, a little saddening. Oh, you want them to bring back Rob? Rob, actually, I wouldn't mind bringing back Rob as a video game buddy, having him be a partner AI to play games with. But you kind of could do that with Amiibo, unless they made a Rob Amiibo specifically for that. Like when it registers Rob, he pops up as a player too and plays the game. but having that be a requirement for a lot of games would be difficult to kind of it'd be difficult to make that something that'd be viable to do. Even though I love that idea, but it'd be difficult to make that viable to do because then you'd have to require third parties to make an AI partner available in their games to be played. And not everybody's willing to do that. Some games already have done that, but not everybody's willing to do that, which is going to be the hard part. Now, if it was, it would have to be on a game specific case, which is I don't know how that would work out. But I'd be down to see it though. I'd definitely be down to see it. You didn't get your chair. Get your chair. Go get your chair and come sit. This little boy is going to definitely, when I get back into doing gameplays, he's going to be with me when I do them. And he's going to be my little hype man when I do them. I probably should start sometime soon getting back into doing gameplay videos with commentary, because he's going to be my little hype man. He's going to be right there getting super excited when I win and highly upset when I lose. I'm not going to lie. I was playing Street Fighter 6. This little boy saw me lose and got more upset than I did. He got so upset in comparison to me when I lost. I was mildly upset. He got mad. He got so mad. I was like, man, you trying to be my co-pilot, huh? Oh, you talking about the new a whole new Rob setup? I mean, that's doable too. That's definitely doable. I just don't think they're going to spend the money on it. I really don't. I would have fun with it. It'd be sitting right there, right there next to my Switch 2, just right there, or next to the dock, plugged in through USB. And like anytime I start a game up, he right there. But I don't think Nintendo would do it, honestly. At this point, they wouldn't spend the money to do it. A Rob Amiibo, yes, but a whole new little robot, nah, they likely wouldn't do that. Be cool though. That's cruel. she just laughs at you. She laughs. See, you lost. Made me think of Nelson from The Simpsons. But no, my son sees me lose, he gets so mad. He, he gets so mad. Oh, like you get more angry at me losing at the game than I do. I mean, I get agitated, but dang, boy, you out here. Like if it's like a really tough loss, he will start to cry. I'm like, man, you more passionate about it than me. Like you gonna be my little hype man when I get back into doing Streets of Rage remake videos and start like doing general gameplay again. He gonna be right here with me while I'm recording. Like he gonna sit right here next to me while I'm recording stuff, and he'll be giving his input too. Since I got a new setup for everything, and I can actually now record myself while I'm doing the videos and stuff. Since I got a better computer, and I'm good to go with everything. I got 32 gigs of RAM in this thing, so I should have no problem processing much of anything. Leftover Switch boxes. I mean, it's not like Nintendo didn't make money from selling boxes before. They made money from selling that Splatoon box for $5, and then they made money from doing Labo. Actually, they probably, if they did do Rob, you good? Okay. If they did do Rob, he probably would be part of Labo. Now I'm thinking about it. He would probably be the only non-cardboard part of it. He'd be part of Labo, which wouldn't be a bad idea if they did do a new Labo and they did a new Game Builder Garage and tied Rob into both of them, like say having him enhance the experience in some way. That could be fun. Like you could have Rob do test demo. Like if you're doing Game Builder Garage, Rob could be used to do test runs of your game or to do a demo mode for your game. So it could work itself out. It just depends on what they would do with them. To be honest, I would be interested in seeing that though. I'm not gonna lie. I would be all for seeing that. That would be fun. You know what? I don't remember hearing that, but that's probably true. That's probably very much true. They just took the leftover Wii U boxes and made made equipment out of them. Because you could really literally take any boxes and make Labo stuff. You could literally take Labo boxes and just make. I mean, not Labo box. You could take literally any box and make Labo stuff, as people have done. And like for all the flack that Labo got, there were so many people that built things for Labo. It was like if you go back and look at the weird YouTube videos, people made instruments, played music using Labo. Like they made obstacle courses that tallied score with Labo. Like you could find a lot of stuff that Labo was used for. So I would be all for seeing what they would do with it, to be honest. Like what they would do with a new Labo setup and how they would advance the software side of it. And Game Builder Garage is built off of the same type of software. So that's why I think if you got one, the other's going to come. So if they do a new version of Labo, I expect that a new version of Game Builder Garage is going to be coming too. Whether one comes before the other, it doesn't make a difference. They're both built off of the same built off of the same setup. So I want to see what happens with that. You over here trying trying to stand out on the screen because you can see yourself. Oh yeah, that's it. This is something I could talk about. So our friend Joseph or Yosef that created Split Fiction, his game got called Woke. I was like, because it features two female protagonists who are based off of his daughters. Why does that make it woke? One that's being used incorrectly anyway. But even within the incorrect usage of the word, how does him making a game with two female protagonists mean it's woke? I'm sorry. Like I agree with him when he said it. Like if you make a game with interesting characters, that's all that should matter. That's all that should matter. You make a game with interesting characters, an interesting story, and interesting events. That's all that should matter. Like people got to stop this mindset of trying to talk down on something just because it's not their cup of tea. If it's not your cup of tea, that's cool. I vehemently dislike Romancing Saga because it just doesn't jive with me. And I'm not sitting here crashing out about any Romancing Saga games that are coming out. I'm not. It don't scream nothing. It screams DEI. No, it don't. It don't scream DEI. It screams, hey, I got two daughters. They would look good as models for the characters. We're going to go ahead and make them models for the game. And then we're going to base the game around these two characters. I doubt that his thought process got any further than that when he started coming up with this game. The Split Fiction is just two characters in a Tron-like environment. It's like Tron and Tron, the Danger Room, and the Holodeck combined into one. That's what I look at Split Fiction as. I don't know where that what that has to do with being woke or unwoke or whatever. Like again, y'all still using the term wrong. Y'all let one rich dude tell you that it meant something, and everybody clung to that, even though he intentionally used it wrong. But hey, that's what happens. Somebody wants to destroy something that they don't understand or they don't want to they dislike or don't understand. They will definitely incorrectly use it, and then that will become colloquial, and everybody will be running their mouth with that. But like, I'm just sitting there like, y'all really said that about this game simply because it has two female protagonists. You know you wrong for that. You wrong. Look, you gonna get me. You gonna get me banned somewhere. Gotta be careful with you. Oh man. Again, I defend the man though. He said it should a game should just have interesting characters and be interesting to people. That's all that should matter. And if that was his goal from the jump, then that's all anybody should want is to make an interesting game that you can play and have fun with. 'Cause I'm sorry, that game looks fun. It looks like a lot of fun. And I'll probably end up with it at some point. Nah, I don't want that. I don't want that. I do not want that. No, sir. No, sir. Because then we'll get people just making games just to throw characters in it, and they'll it as much as it would be memeable, that would destroy the industry. If it would destroy the industry, it, it would really destroy the industry if people just did that. Because then that would mean, like, if we're being real with it, if you want to do DEI games, that means you can't make any game based upon your own race at that point, because it has to be diverse, inclusive, the diverse, equitable, and inclusive. So you would have to literally even out. Well, I can't say you can't make a game. Well, no, you couldn't. You couldn't make a game that is solely based upon your race of origin. You'd have to have an even amount of character representatives based on gender, nationality, race, and any other individual separating factors that there could be. That would destroy gaming completely. Actually, that would destroy a lot of things completely. But just for the sake of gaming, that would destroy gaming completely. One, because there are certain people that just don't know how to write characters that are of other ethnic groups outside of their own. And then you think about it, like, what about anthropomorphic characters? What about angels and demons and stuff like that? Like, yeah, nah. Oh no. Nah. I know you joking, but no, we can't let that man near a video game whatsoever. I only games that Dr. Umar would approve. I, I could not have that man near any video game. I couldn't. I could not have him near any he's the male equivalent for video games to what a certain person whose initials are AS is. I'm not willing to say her name, but she wears glasses and she lied about a lot of stuff. That man was could you could you imagine just say for instance someone wanted to make a game about Shaft. You know how unenjoyable that game would be if he got his hands on it. Like, somebody takes my idea and does a video game based off The Last Dragon. You know how bad that game would end up if he got his hands on it? Or how bad Tales of Kenzera Zao would have been if he would have had his hands on it? Nah, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. No Dr. Umar anywhere near video games. I I couldn't do it. I couldn't have him do it. Nope. Mm-mm. Nope. and it's not that it's not even that that I would think that he would be running into things with the intention to harm them. Is just the fact that his ideology and personality would lead to, if someone had to adhere to what he said, like they specifically had to adhere to what he would say, it would likely not turn out very well for the developer of that game. That's all I'm going to leave it at. She was on IGN. Ugh, that makes it worse. Oh nah. Want to make a game about their school that has not shown up yet? It would have to be a horror game. It would have to be a horror game. We'd have to make it a horror game. It would have to be very similar to Baldi's Basics, but with a lot more blood and gore, and potentially, nah. Let me not follow that train of thought. Let me not let me not follow that train of thought. That'll get me in trouble. Let me not follow that train of thought, because I was actually about to just go ahead and break that down, but now I'm thinking about it. No, nope, nope. If I go any further than that, I'm getting in trouble. I'm gonna stop right there. I'm gonna stop right there. I'm not trying to have my stuff canceled on any platforms. I'm just going to go ahead and drop it right there. I'm not even gonna, not even gonna keep going. Ooh, that would have been horrible. That would have been horrible if I'd have ran in and describing that. Oh man, you trying, JB? You trying to get me canceled, bruh? You trying to get me canceled? Is that your objective today? Listen, it looks the same as it did in 2019. Oh man, it took forever. Look, it took forever to get to physically being a thing, because I remember talking about that school for a long time. But hey, look, if it's finally coming to fruition, cool. I'm just not going. I'm just not going to get myself in any trouble. I'm just going to shush before I let my mouth put me in a situation I can't get out of. Yes, please do. Please do. Again, I'm trying not to get myself canceled. I would like to be able to continue to exist. Please don't get me canceled. Oh man. Oh shoot. That caused me to have a headache from laughing too much. Oh dang. I had something else I wanted to talk about and I completely forgot it now because we went on that Dr. Umar side tangent. I completely forgot what it was. I had a whole thought and it just it evaporated into the ether. I don't have that thought anymore. Because it was something else I saw I wanted to say something about and I completely forgot. I, I wholeheartedly 100% forgot. Oh man. Uh, yep, I can't even think of it now. I can't even think of it. I am fully 100% lost on it. Okay, little boy. I am wholeheartedly 100% lost on it and don't remember what I was thinking. So I guess now is a good time to go ahead and close it out then. I'll try to get more of these done. Again, getting everything set up took a moment. So it took me from being able to do videos and be able to have time to live stream. So I'm going to go ahead. I don't want to talk about Street Fighter 6 right now. That game has upset me for some things and then not for others. But if you know what, next time I do a live, I will talk about Street Fighter 6. I will definitely talk about Street Fighter 6. I'm playing through the world tour mode, and there are some things that are irritating me that I'm seeing. And then there's other things I was like, yeah, that's cool. That's cool that they did that. Now I got more context to things. So again, just depend. I'll move. I'll move on talking about that another time. That's a very deep subject. And right now, I'm gonna go ahead and end live. Um, but thank you everybody that came and viewed. Hopefully, I'll be able to get more of these up soon. I really want to get like 1 or 2 done a week, 1 or 2 streams a week, and I'm trying to get more videos and shorts out. Again, I halted everything when I was changing. The plan was to change over my computer, so that's why for the month of February you didn't see much out of me. So hopefully I'm going to change that around this month, and I'll get more stuff out, and I'll try to get like a proper entrance and outro made for my live streams so that it's looking a little bit better. But thank you guys once again, and I had a good time with everybody, especially J Biggs trying to get me canceled. So we're gonna go we're gonna just go ahead and close out. But hopefully y'all all enjoyed, and peace.